where we are going to learn about the science of money, how money originated, how money came to be, how we can fund scientific knowledge, how we can create money, and all of this will be explained to us by first our head of research team, Ms. Susan, who is going to talk to us about funding scientific knowledge.
Thank you very much, Purity. Good morning. My name is Susan. In the research department. And before I go to my presentation, I want us to watch a short video. It's 3 minutes video. Then I'll continue. Please.
Hi. What you see here is $10,000 on the table. You can take this money as a loan, but I will charge you a little bit of interest rate. Like most people, you take the money and you go buy a nice car. But in 10 years, it's time to pay me back. And because of interest rates, now you owe me $20,000 and not 10. You will say, I don't have money to give you. And if you don't, I take your car and a piece of your house. Damn. This is how debt works. And after 3 years of traveling the world, I noticed that this is exactly what China is doing. For example, take the small island nation of Sri Lanka. This developing country needs money and China has a lot of it. So Sri Lanka took billions of dollars in Chinese loans. It was easy money just there to be taken. And with that, they built skyscrapers, highways, airports, and shipping ports. The country grew and prospered. But few years later, this easy money came with interest rates, and Sri Lanka was so much in debt that it couldn't pay back China its money. And the only way out was to give China control of what they had built. In other words, Sri Lanka lost a piece of its home to China because of debt. This is the Chinese money trap. And it's a real thing I saw all over the world. In Papua New Guinea, I saw $2 billion in loans given by the Chinese to build skyscrapers, infrastructures, and ports. But there is no way this remote developing country can pay it back all its interest rate. And the only way out is to give China control of the country. In the Maldives, Pakistan, Malaysia, Laos, Kazakhstan, Mongolia, Egypt, Kenya, and South Africa, the same thing is happening, and many countries are struggling to pay back Chinese loans. If you look closely, all these infrastructure projects like highways, ports, and bridges connect to China through the sea or through the land to form something far bigger, far more powerful than just a bridge, a new Silk Road. The world is already made by China, and I think slowly it will be owned by China. Don't get me wrong, building bridges, ports, highways, and airports is a great thing for the people and the country, but they come at a very high cost. And when these countries can't pay back the loans, these countries will lose their homes. One thing my parents had taught me is that there's no such thing as a free lunch or a free ride. So if we're not careful with our money or other people's money, then we better start learning Chinese. Jia, Xiu, Xian.
It is really sad, right? Very sad, like that Chinese will come and own part of our country. But the good news is that we can reverse engineer this process through what we call funding scientific knowledge. So I'm going to take you how to fund scientific knowledge and see how we can reverse engineer the process, what have already taken place. So, what is ailing us? We have ideas, we have research, and we have innovation in this country. People have great minds, people have great innovation and ideas, but we lack funding. And the end of it is nothing. Like we have a question mark. Like you don't have anything at the end of the day because you lack funding. Most of the people spend a lot of time, for example, if you have an idea, you spend a lot of time trying to get funding, and at the end of the day, the study usually tells us that knowledge is very specific. It benefits those people who usually fund the project or fund the knowledge. So if at all we have ideas, research and innovation, and we let other people come and fund our innovation, research and ideas, ultimately they are going to benefit those people who have funded the ideas. So let's go through the circle of knowledge. We have 5 steps that usually take place. We have the exploration, we have research, we have publication, translation and application. Most of the time, and what is happening in our country today is that we are doing exploration, we are doing research, and we are doing publication. But even if we are doing all these 3 stuff, most of the time they are poorly done. The publication that we usually do, the research that we usually do, it's very poorly done. And most of the time, it is because we don't have enough money. You may have an idea, you do exploration and you do research, but your research and exploration is not extensive. Why? Because you don't have money. Then we have the translation and application. This is not done at all in Kenya today, and that's why Eureka is here to bridge the gap. You see that translation and application, they require a lot of money. They require a lot of funds for you to do translation, and then take whatever you're doing in the research and whatever you're doing in the university to take it to the industry and to find those products in the industry. So let's go to the next slide. I know you recognize this. It's called Fountain of Knowledge. It's in Nairobi University. But what we hope to become a fountain of knowledge, it became an ivory tower, where we want we want research to be done, where we want we go to do to have education. It has totally been cut out of the world. Like whatever is going on in the university, it does not get into the community. In short, the science, the ivory tower has said no to the community or to the people in the villages. They don't interact with the common mwananchi. So what we have is Eureka. Eureka come to bridge the gap between the ivory tower and the community, and that way we bring back the essence and the meaning of the fountain of knowledge. So what do we know about funding our projects is through debts, right? We all fund our knowledge, or we all fund our project through debts. And most of the time, this is what we are taught. We are taught that it's okay to borrow. What is being advertised in our social media, in our televisions, is Fuliza and Tara. If you don't have money, you can borrow from us. So, but wait, it doesn't even stop at the level of individual. It's not only what we are being taught, it even goes to the national level. And for example, the SGR, we built it under a debt from China. So at the end of the day, we end up carrying a lot of burden and a lot of debts at the back of our hands. And we all know that you cannot build a nation through borrowed money. So what is the alternative of borrowing? This is what we are not told. And it's not that we are not told. We already know it, but we don't know that is the alternative of borrowing. So Eureka is a $5 billion company. How do you fund it? Through financial engineering and money creation. Okay? So let me bring that closer, right? What if in Kenya today, how many are we? 49, 45. Let's take for example 45. What if when SGR was being built, our Kenyan government came to us and told us, let us contribute, let us own this project, let it be our own, let us contribute to every person 100 bob. It would be a lot of money, and it would be enough to fund the whole project. It would be enough to fund the project, to build the rail gauge, to buy the train, and do more stuff, and employ and do create employment, right? So I want us to think about scientific knowledge. It is the gate pass from poverty. And when I talk about scientific knowledge, back please. When I talk about scientific knowledge, I want us to think about our phones, the internet, social media, how it has really helped us to do great things, right? Why don't we think about money the same way, as a science? We can think about money as a science, and that's why we are here today. Like, let us think about money as a science. So, this is our chance to make history. We start with Eureka to show people how it is done, right? This is something that has been done before, but not in Africa. And if it has been done in Africa, it is very small scale. We call them Harambe, and we also call them church fundraising. We raise a lot of money through Harambes, right? And we also raise a lot of money through fundraising. We build Eureka by contributing what we have. We make our Harambes and fundraising official by giving ownership of what you contribute and issuing certificates. This is what lacks. This is what lacks in the Harambes and fundraising in churches. You never get a certificate, or you never own what is being built. But if at all we officialize the process, we give a certificate, and at the same time, you get ownership of what you have contributed to. We end up building big projects. So, next slide please. We finish Eureka, and before then, we get another brilliant mind with a brilliant idea, and we own it and fund it. And when China thinks that they own part of us, they find we own more. We can even now build electric trains, right? Supporting this idea improves our economy. We pay back the loans and we deliver ourselves from colonization. What is your role in this? You buy shares, and at the same time, you tell a friend to tell a friend, we are reclaiming our country, and start with Eureka. Thank you very much.